Hello, today I've got a really simple little project for you, and it's just a little bowl made from paper, and the paper is called quilling paper, and it comes like this in strips, and you can get it either coloured like this or just white, and it comes in different thicknesses as well, a 3mm which is 1/8 of an inch, and a 5mm which is 15/64 of an inch. I believe it comes thicker as well, but I think for miniature work probably 5mm is the thickest to use. You'll also need a little quilling tool, and this is just a plastic tool like a pencil, which has got a little slot in the top there which the paper goes into. For my bowl I've used gold paint, this Rustin's quick dry gold paint, but you can use other paints as well. We'll talk more about those at the end. A cocktail stick which is used to hold the bowl while you're painting it, and then a sponge which we'll use to stick the bowl into while the paint is drying. So a really quick and simple little project, but I think these bowls are really lovely and really useful as well for using around your doll's house. Okay, let's get started. So for this bowl I'm using the 3mm quilling paper, that's 1/8 of an inch, and I'm using 6 strips which will give me a diameter of 20mm, or just under 3/4 of an inch. And each piece of quilling paper that you add to the disc will add 2mm, or 5/64 of an inch, to the diameter of your bowl. Okay, so begin by slotting the paper into the top of the quilling tool, like so, and then begin to twist, and then do it however you feel comfortable, but I find if you hold it sort of on top like that with your finger and then twist the tool like that, you get a nice neat disc on there, but do it however you feel comfortable. And then once you get to the end of your first piece, apply glue to the outside edge, so not the piece on the inside there, as that will stick down, but just apply a little dot of glue, and I've got some here that I've dispensed onto a piece of card, so onto the outside of the paper, and then you can attach your next strip. So press it down and then just manoeuvre it so that it's in line with the previous strip, so that you're continuing in a straight line like that, and push the disc together, and then you can continue winding. And then I find that after 2 pieces the disc gets a bit too big for the tool, so remove it from the tool just by pushing it up with your finger, and then press that into a flat disc like that, and then you can add your next piece. Like that, and then just continue to wind between your fingers and keeping it quite tight. And then just keep going, adding strips until you have the diameter that you want for the bowl. And then when you've added all the strips that you want, just make sure that's nice and tight. You can then apply glue to the inside of the final strip and then just press that down, and then that can then be left to dry before we shape it into a bowl. So once you've allowed a minute or so for the glue to dry, just with your thumb just very gently shape the bowl just by pressing out the middle and sort of bringing up the sides, and do it really gently, because if you press it out you won't be able to get it back in, you'll have to start again. And just bear in mind you don't want your bowl too deep. Obviously you've got a larger diameter, you could go a bit deeper. I think I just want it to be quite a shallow bowl, like so. And then take a cocktail stick and just poke it carefully into the hole in the bottom there. Hold in the bowl as you do so it doesn't lose its shape. And then you've got a holder for when you're painting it. And I'm using again this Rustin's quick dry gold paint. Now I've really stirred this. The sediment sits at the bottom, and if you don't stir you'll just get a sort of gloopy orange paint, so you really need to stir it well to get the gold to come out. And then I've just dispensed a little bit into a dish, and I'm going to begin by just dabbing the paint onto the inside of the bowl. And if you've got a coloured quill paper and you don't want to add extra paint, you can just apply a PVA adhesive inside the bowl, and that will hold all the quill papers together. I think when you paint it, it hardens the bowl and holds it all together, makes it into a nice solid piece. Just going around the outside and twist it on the cocktail stick as you go. And then when you've finished painting, I've just got cheap bath sponge here. And you just stick the cocktail stick in there, and that can be left to dry. So once you've allowed enough time for the paint to fully dry, carefully remove the bowl from the cocktail stick, and if any of the quilling paper unfurls from the centre there, just press it down on the surface to press that back in. And then once the paint has dried, you've got a nice solid bowl there. I've made another one here using the 5mm quill. It's a bit of a deeper bowl, and I used the black quill paper, which gives a nice base to the gold. But of course you can finish them in other colours. You can use emulsion paint, you can use varnish, which gives a nice sort of wood effect. But just have some fun with it. You could maybe use a sort of stone coating to create a sort of stoneware bowl. There's lots you can do with them. I hope you have some fun with it. If you've enjoyed this project, please do subscribe, as there's lots more to come. And I hope to see you again soon.